Hello everyone, this is Pikachumaster 5 for 2, 5 for 2, 5 for 2, do. And welcome to another exciting episode of my Brunch Anime Time series with yours truly. In this series, I'll be talking about anime that I've completely watched, that are starting to watch and still watching, and the in-betweens. But also, we're going to be having some brunch as well, aka breakfast and lunch, or breakfast or lunch. So, here's my brunch for today, which is some breakfast sandwiches from McDonald's. So, in today's episode of my Brunch Anime Time series, we're going to be talking about the first season of Pokemon, aka the anime series that I started watching as a young Pikachumaster. I did go back and watch the first season, and so we'll be talking about season 1 of Pokemon, which says here all in 78 episodes, which technically there's 80 something episodes, like I think 80, maybe 82 episodes. I'm gonna pull up the Pokemon list, and we can chat about Pokemon season 1. I'm gonna pull up the episode list. Okay, Pokemon Indigo League. Here's my brunch, which I got a sausage biscuit with egg and bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. Now you can start eating my brunch. Enjoy. I love McDonald's breakfast sandwiches. Okay, so now let's talk about season 1 of Pokemon. Now this is from the Wikipedia, which their stuff, or info, is very accurate. So let's see. First season of Pokemon, also known as Pokemon the series at the beginning, or Japan's most Pokemonsters. Originally aired in Japan at TV Tokyo from April 1st, 1997 to January 21st, 1999. In the United States, first one syndication, December 8th to November 20th, 1998. And on Kids WB from February 13th to November 27th, 1999. Conclude with the airing of the release episode, yada yada yada, boring stuff. The episodes of the Japanese version has 82 episodes, while the English version has 80 episodes, and now 78. So what are the two missing episodes from the Japanese version? Well, I'll tell you. But first I have to go through the episode list. Now, since there's 82 episodes in season 1, I'm going to do a digest version of each episode. So, if you know some episodes, good. If you don't know some episodes, I'm sorry. Episode 1, which is Pokemon I Choose You, and the same in Japan. So this episode is about, Ash, finally turns 10 years old, must become a Pokemon trainer. His alarm clock doesn't wake him up, so he's late, so he runs to Professor Oak's lab, bumped into his rival, Gary Oak, grandson of Professor Oak. Gary's all, meh, meh, meh. So they leave. So Ash, picks his Pokemon, but all of the starter Pokemon have been chosen, which are Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Charmander. Now there's one more Pokemon, but it's a bit feisty, and it's this guy, Pikachu. So Pikachu and Ash become partners, but Pikachu hates Ash. And so they go on their adventure. Ash tries to catch a Pidgey and a Rattata, but that fails. and he throws a rock at a Spearow, which then gets mad at an entire flock chase Ash and Pikachu. Ash borrows a bike from a girl named Misty who's fishing. Ash and Pikachu crash. Then Ash says, "I'm gonna be the #1 Pokemon master, yada yada yada. Come get me, Spearow." And then Pikachu uses Thunderbolt and destroys all the Spearow, knocks them out. Then Ash and Pikachu, become best buddies, and they go then they go off, they go out of the woods, and then they see a mysterious Ho-Oh, or a glimpse of Ho-Oh, and that's episode 1. Digest version. And episode 2, Pokemon Emergency. That's the episode in which they go to Viridian City. Officer Jenny meets Ash. They go to the Pokemon Center. We're introduced to Team Rocket, aka Jesse and James.
Nurse Joy treats Pikachu. Misty finds Ash, is mad at Ash about her bike. Ash calls home. And also Ash calls Professor Oak, yada yada yada. And Jesse and James attack. Also, Meowth is there, and they attack the Pokemon Center. Misty tries to battle them, but her water Pokemon don't have any water. Then Ash assembles all the Pikachu, and Pikachu uses Thunderbolt on Team Rocket. Then Team Rocket says, "Hey, let's get Pikachu." Let's start the running gag with the Rocket Trio. And then, that's episode 2.
So let's see episode 3. Ash catches a Pokemon, which, in Viridian Forest, Ash captures a Caterpie. Ash is excited, but Misty is grossed out because she hates bug-type Pokemon. And Ash makes a pun. He wears a cow outfit, which is called like a Counterpie, which is the Japanese version.
Misty says mushy mushy, which means bug. And then Ash says
mushy, which is like a cow noise. Which that's the joke, which doesn't really work in the US, but only works in the Japanese. Let's see. So Ash and Misty, camp for the night. Misty hates Caterpie, yada yada yada. Caterpie and Pikachu talk about their dreams. Caterpie wants to be a Butterfree and fly off. But yeah, Ash captures a Pidgeotto, but then Team Rocket shows up. He wants Pikachu. Team Rocket summons their Pokemon. Pikachu and Pidgeotto are weakened, and Caterpie saves the day. And then Caterpie evolves into Metapod. And that's episode 3. Episode 4 is called Challenge of the Samurai. They meet us. Ash battles the Samurai trainer, which then turns into a Metapod versus Metapod battle. And a Beedrill captures Ash's Metapod. So then Ash battles the Beedrill, and then Ash's Metapod evolves into Butterfree and defeat all the Metapod. And also Team Rocket tried to steal the Beedrill, or try to steal Ash's Pikachu, but then the Weedle eats their disguise, and they run away from the Beedrill. That's episode 5, which is the introduction of Brock, which Ash, Pikachu and Misty arrive to Pier City. Ash challenges Brock.
Specialty Pokemon is Rock-type Pokemon. Brock defeats Ash the first time. Then he meets Flint, mysterious Madrosos rocks. Then that takes Ash and Pikachu to Watermill to trade up Pikachu.
Ash and Brock have their rematch, and Ash is about to win, but then Brock's siblings intervene, and because they worry about Onyx and stuff. So Ash forfeits again. Then Brock chases after him, gives him the Boulder Badge. Then Brock's father appears and says he'll take care of the Brock siblings, and Brock can go out and follow his dreams. So Brock joins Ash's group, and they run out to the next town. So Brock wants to be a Pokemon breeder, and yada yada yada. And that's episode 5. So let's see, episode 6. Episode 6 is about the trio going to Mount Moon. They meet a scientist named Seymour. They meet a bunch of Clefairy. Brock catches Zubat. Team Rocket tries to steal the Moonstone, yada yada, they fail. And they have fun with the Clefairy, and then they move on. Episode 7, which is the Cerulean Gym, which Misty returns home, because also Misty doesn't want to go home because her sisters are kind of terrifying. So Ash was going to challenge to the Cerulean City Gym, but the sisters battled 3 other trainers, so they were going to give Ash the Cascade Badge, but then Misty intervened, and Ash and Misty have a battle. The Team Rocket interrupts the battle and drinks all the water, and also some of the Pokemon. Pikachu shocks them. Team Rocket fails. The sisters give Ash the Cascade Badge as thanks. Misty gets mad, rah, 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 then they leave. Episode 8, The Path to the Pokemon League. They meet a trainer named AJ, who never lost a Pokemon match. Ash is overconfident and battles AJ, but then AJ wins, and yeah, the random character of the day wins, and Ash is sad, so then they leave. Also, there's also talk about different styles of training their Pokemon. So that's episode 9. Ash meets a random character who was bullied by his classmates. Ash learns about a preparatory school for Pokemon trainers. At the end of the school, and they don't like their ideas of training, which the leader does not care. So, random episode talking about school and training about Pokemon, yada yada yada. That's episode 9. I don't remember it. Episode 10. This is the introduction of Bulbasaur. Ash and Misty, split off from Brock. Then they meet a girl named Melanie, and then they meet a Pokemon named Bulbasaur. Ash wants Bulbasaur to be part of his team. Team Rocket, of course, intervenes again, captures all the Pokemon, or tries to. Ash and his friends defeat Team Rocket again. Then Bulbasaur, challenges Ash, and so he uses Pikachu to defeat Bulbasaur, and Ash captures him, and they head on their merry way.
Bulbasaur, 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 Bulbasaur.
Then episode 11, Charmander the Stray Pokemon. This episode is when Ash catches Charmander. So, story is Charmander's former trainer abandoned him at a rock. It rains. Then Charmander's former trainer named Damien is like, "Oh, I'm Damien, blah 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 blah. I love Charmander. I hate Charmander, blah blah." Then Brock gets mad at Damien, blah blah. Ash and the company go get Charmander because if his tails goes out, it dies. Yada yada yada. Anyways, Team Rocket trying to capture Pikachu. Charmander thwarts Team Rocket. Ash catches Charmander. Jimmy wants Charmander back, only using him for his power. Charmander declines and burns Damien with Ember, and Damien runs away like a crybaby. Episode 12. Ash and company run into the Squirtle Squad, which are 5 Squirtles. The Squirtle Squad team up with Team Rocket, try to capture Pikachu. Ash, wants to heal Pikachu with Super Potion. Squirtle Squad agrees. Ash goes to town, gets the Super Potion. Then, Team Rocket betray the Squirtle Squad because they're going to capture them too. Pikachu saves Squirtle, the leader Squirtle. Squirtle is touched, or is happy, and saves Ash. They defeat Team Rocket, and then Squirtle joins Ash's group, or team. And that's episode 12. Episode 13. Ash catches a Krabby, then they go to a lighthouse. They meet a Pokemon researcher named Bill. Talk about the mysterious Pokemon. Team Rocket appears, trying to capture it, injured. Pokemon loses interest to Bill and vanishes forever. Bill intends to keep an eye on wants to see the Pokemon again, and yeah, that's episode 13. Episode 14, Electric Shock Showdown. That's the episode in which Ash battles against the third gym leader, Lieutenant Surge, who gives Ash a challenge, because Lieutenant Surge's Raichu defeats Pikachu, and the only way Pikachu gets stronger is if he evolves into Raichu himself. But Pikachu doesn't want that because he wants to fight as Pikachu, so they have a rematch with Lieutenant Surge. Pikachu defeats Raichu, and Ash earns his third gym badge. And that's episode 14. Episode 15 is Battle aboard the St. Anne. Ash wins tickets to board the St. Anne. Ash trades his Butterfree for Eradicate with a different person, with a gentleman, but he feels guilty and trades back Eradicate for his Butterfree. Let's see. Then it was realized that the cruise is a scheme by Team Rocket, planned to steal all the Pokemon. James purchased a Magikarp from a devious salesman, which, yeah, James gets scammed out of his money. Then the St. Anne it's in a powerful storm, and the ship sinks. And that's episode 15. Episode 16 is Pokemon Shipwreck. They wake up aboard the St. Anne, which is about to plunge into the water. Jesse and James then wake up as well. They fight Team Rocket. They put their differences aside to get out of the St. Anne ship. That shenanigans happens with a Magikarp. James, Team Rocket were going to eat Magikarp, and then it evolves and attacks the group, and then they're stranded again. Episode 17 is Island of the Giant Pokemon. So the traders and the Pokemon get separated. So it's like an adventure on like a Pokemon theme park, where they run away from giant Pokemon, and then they get reunited, yada yada yada. Then episode 18, or an episode that's skipped, which is Beauty and the Beach, which is the infamous beach episode in which Ash and pals visit a beach, and then they destroy an old man's ship, and they, try to help him, and but they cause more damages. So they enter Misty in a beauty contest, only to discover that she's competing against Jesse and James. And this is one of the first episodes that was bad due to James cross-dressing with big boobies. Ash's mom wins the swimsuit contest. Then the Team Rocket hijinks happens, they fail, and then they leave. Episode 19, which is Tentacruel and Tentacruel, which is the episode about Tentacruel and Tentacruel destroying Mortakia City. And Misty manages to calm down the Tentacruel and Tentacruel, and she captures a Horsey, who's being harassed by Tentacruel. Episode 20, that goes to Maiden's Peak. Rocket and James are, swoon for a ghost girl, which ended up being a Ghastly. So they fight a Ghastly, and that's how the episode ends. And now my doggy is barking at nothing.
Pikachu, 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 Pika, 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 Pikachu, Pika, Pikachu, Pika, Pikachu, Pika.
Episode 21, Find My Butterfree. This is the infamous episode in which Ash releases Butterfree, and Butterfree can go with his girlfriend. Of course, Team Rocket interferes, trying to capture Butterfree, yada yada yada. Defeat Team Rocket, Butterfree goes off with his Butterfree girlfriend. Ash is sad, but says goodbye to Butterfree. And everyone in the audience is crying, including me. Okay, next is Abra and the Psychic Showdown. Part 1. So Ash battles against Sabrina at the Saffron City Gym. Ash fails. They're turned into toys. Ash tries to battle Sabrina but gives up. But then they get a tip to go to Lavender Town to get a ghost Pokemon. And that's the next episode, which is episode 23. Which is part 2. It's called the Tower of Terror. Ash and friends go to the Tower of Terror to get a ghost Pokemon. They enter inside and hijinks happens. Ash gets turned into a ghost that plays with Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar. Ash messes with Misty, and then they find Ash. Ash turns to his body. They stop Team Rocket, and Hunter goes with them back to Saffron City. And that's the end of episode 23. Episode 24 is the rematch at the Saffron City gym. But Hunter keeps disappearing. So they have Ash has his rematch against Sabrina, and then Hunter appears and does silly faces, which causes Sabrina to laugh. And then Sabrina changes her ways, gives Ash the gym badge, and they go on their merry ways. Episode 25, Primates Go Bananas, which is the infamous episode in which they change Unigiri to
Donuts.
and also the episode in which Mankey, or a wild Mankey, steals Ash's hat and evolves into Primeape. So Ash catches a Primeape, which was a Mankey, but stole Ash's hat. Yada yada yada. Mankey gets angry, turns into an angry Primeape, and Primeape still hates Ash.
Thank you guys for watching today's episode of my Brunch Anime Time with yours truly, Pikachumaster 542. And join me next time in the next episode, in which I talk about the next 25 episodes of Pokemon Season 1, aka Pokemon Season 1 episodes 25 to 50, give or take, because my memory is terrible, and there's a lot of episodes. So, see you Pika later in the next exciting episode of my Brunch Anime Time series. I want Doritos.